everyone. We are here. Hope you're doing good. Prepping. Okay. There we are. Oh. Don't forget the light. Okay. What's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Another day. Another live stream. Hopefully you are doing very well. And in today's live stream, of course, we're going to cover Elliott waves on Bitcoin first. And we'll see how far we get with the alts. Could be interesting to have a look. I do have an hour. And then I actually have to go to a bank in France to actually get a French bank account. Because I don't yet have a French bank account, but I needed to like launch the business in France. So, you know, need to do it. So that is what's going on today. And other than that, of course, there's always other stuff happening. But yeah, welcome everyone. Let me pop out the chat and put it on the screen. Good to have you here. Nice move, eh? Nice move down into the 382. Of course, we were looking for a move into the fibs, as I like to call it. This morning, we had some bearish CVDs here, and price moved down, touched the 382, and currently moving up now. A bit of volume coming in as well. Potential for a double 1-2 if we want to think about an impulse here. But yeah, very nice. 382 is touched. Shallow retracement for both the wave X and the wave 2. More so for a wave 2 than a wave X, by the way. But yeah, very, very nice. Very nice. Hit the fib. Nice reaction. So welcome Beerabit. Oh, Beerabit, by the way. Wait, let me move this to my window. I'm prepping. So I put emotes here, and I was checking what are the settings of my analysis channels here, just to make sure I can have the same settings here. So of course, Beerbit update would be more like your private one, and then the lounge down below. So I'm prepping. It's taking time. But it's coming. Good to have you here, Beerbit. Edgaras, what's up? How you doing? Harry, welcome. Mano, welcome. Let's yo, don't know what I don't know what happened, but yeah, generally you know, it's a good idea to not talk about politics. Florin, welcome from Romania. Christian, good afternoon from Tyrol. Every time I read that, I'm like thinking about skiing and snowboarding. Yeah? Sunny South Africa. Sunny south of France here as well. Hope you're good, Odin. Garados, what's up? Madhusanka, Nicholas, Rahul, Florin. Lupo Hardens, welcome. Good to have you here. Ganam, what's up? Stephen, hello from India. Hello from the south of France. Good to have you here, everyone. So as people are coming in, what we're going to do is analyze Bitcoin first and then have a look at some of the alts. So generally, you know, people talk about altcoin season and that type of stuff. I just analyze the charts, of course, and then we'll see what opportunities are there. But generally, when Bitcoin starts ranging, so you know, you get a drop and Bitcoin moves sideways, it gives the alts the opportunity to move because money flows out of Bitcoin into the alts. And at the moment, the probabilities on a 1 hour time frame is higher to continue ranging. So that is quite interesting, of course, for alts as well. So very nice. B, what's up? Gloomy Florida here. Gloomy Florida. Other side of the world. Maybe a Band-Aid, by the way, is also from Florida. Never been to Florida myself. Not yet, at least. Matter of time. So let me remove the stuff I have on my chart and let's start with the analysis. First on Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be a summary, short analysis on Bitcoin. Of course, we had the morning update posted, I don't know, like 8 hours earlier or 7 hours before this stream or something like that, 5 hours before this stream, I guess. And locally, the probabilities to move down into the fibs played out, but I'll get to that in a second, right? So just to a great comment from Liquid Mafia this morning was about the impulse here towards the upside, right? So last week on a daily time frame, I had the white wave 4 and the blue wave 4 both positioned here. And honestly, that's still very much what I look at. It's just more simple in videos to have a difference between the two wave 4s, as else people might be confused about having two wave 4s at the same area. The thing is that you can count this move to the upside here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside white wave 3, but there's also the chance of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which therefore would mean that your white 5 is already finished. The thing is, and this is what makes it easy, right, is that in both cases you are looking for a wave 4. Either in white or in blue. Doesn't really matter, as your general target area is going to be relatively similar, right? Your invalidation will be a bit lower, but in general, you don't want to move far below this range. That would be a problem in both of the cases. And in both cases, you're looking for a wave 4 and then another move to the upside in a wave 5. Now, the content, once price eventually starts moving, so we're looking for a 4, blah, blah, and then eventually once price starts moving and taking out all-time high with an impulse, when we look for a wave 5, that is when the bullish scenario is this, and the bearish scenario, right, is going to be this. Okay. So at this moment in time, and this is also like content versus, I suppose, Elliott wave trading type of like behavior, right? In the content, I need to make things clear and make sure that, you know, I don't cover too many scenarios and too many things and avoid confusion. So having a wave 4 in white and a 4 in blue at the same place creates confusion. So I just separated them. And at the moment, I just would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. And then this is bullish, but your bearish scenario is one more move up in 5. And then that's the end. But we will only start covering that once we actually move up in an impulse for a wave 5. Because in both of the cases, you still look for price to move up. And that's the easy thing. Right? So that's the confluence between the two scenarios, which is important. Now, I already spoke about the target area for 4. Blue box here. White box also has been respected, by the way, and touched. So the retracement for 4 is perfectly fine. Time-wise, if you've seen the morning update and if you've seen some of the content yesterday, you will know that this move down is quite short compared to your 2 here. Also, by the way, compared to the blue 2. So from a time perspective, you preferably have a bigger range, right? A bigger sideways structure, flat, zigzag. There's a couple of scenarios we look for on the 1 hour time frame, but it is more common for a wave 4 to be longer in time than the wave 2. And this low was made before the 1-to-1. It's not an invalidation. The minimum time target has been reached. That is finishing after the 382, which the low did. Minimum price target is also reached, right? 236. It's just that from a probabilities point of view, you prefer a larger wave 4. So it would be nice to continue a sideways range in a wave 4. Good morning, Polar Bearman. Welcome back. JJM, Rudy from Belgium. Owning a transport business. I'll never forget. What's up, man? Hopefully your trading was good, of course, Polar Bearman, and hopefully it continues to be good. So here we, on the 1 hour time frame, there's 2 scenarios at the moment that I have on in my folders that continue the range. right? First of all is a zigzag 535. Now, in this particular scenario, your wave B though is very short in time. As you can see, this high was made before the 382 fib time taken from the start to the end of A. Now, what you actually like to see is a move to the upside or a range that finishes after the 382, which is not the case. So therefore, when we think about a wave B in a zigzag A, B, C, preferably this wave B did not end at this high. This is then just the first structure of a bigger sideways range, and then you move down in C, ending B at a later stage after the 382. That would be preferred from a time perspective in Elliott waves. Now the retracement is perfectly fine, 618786. It's a common target for B. It's just that time-wise it's very short. It happens, right? It happens shorter than the 382, but from a probabilities perspective, you do like it to be longer than the 382. So that's something that we can use with regards to our expectations. So therefore the probabilities aren't too great at the moment that this is the end of B and this is the beginning of a wave C to the downside, right? But we are prepared. Now, because of the short time frame of wave B, please be aware, of course, as mentioned, that we can go sideways and end wave B at a later stage before moving down in C. Alternatively, quite similar price action, but of course you move higher, is that you do create a similar movement, but instead of turning around, you continue up. But this part of the chart is of course relatively similar, right? You're looking for a range. So a bit of a move to the downside, bit of a move back to the upside, and then either you continue up or you drop and move back down. Trade management will do the job, no? Now in this case, this is a flat, 3-wave in A, 3-wave in B, 5-wave in C. It's very interesting from a psychology point of view. Fake out the highs, lots of FOMO, liquidate everyone, make sure to create some fear and then move back up. Now in this case, of course, your A has to be a 3-wave structure. This is a 5, this is a 3, and this then needs to be a 5, or you need to be creative with WXYs here. Counting a 3 here is not as nice as a 5, but we just observe what happens here preferably. And we are prepared for a flat because it is a very interesting scenario. Now the common target for your B is up here, 102 to 103.4K, and C needs to move below 90.6K, right? So you can see that the two scenarios here, actually in both cases, would take out 90.6K. The only scenario that does not is either a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, and then up, or a sideways WXY, which also means this has to be a zigzag in both of the cases. But I don't know, a 5-wave does look a bit nicer compared to a 3-wave structure. But we just keep an eye mainly on what's happening here. And with regards to what is happening here, we were looking for price to move down into the fibs. Two reasons for this. One, if we think about an impulse, and this is the end of a correction. Now, mind you, on the daily time frame, right, this low was made before the 1-to-1. So preferably we continue the range. No? Also, is this move to the upside a clear impulse? No, it does have quite a 3-wavy structure. There's the potential for 1-to-1 to 1-2, and then eventually you get your 3, and then a few 4s here, but the 4s are very short in time. So, But then again, confluence between scenarios was a drop into the fibs, and then we eventually look for a bounce back up, not a direct movement down to the lows, because the probabilities aren't on that side because of B being so short. So the probabilities are higher, if you want to like summarize scenarios, to move into the fibs, right? We at least touched the 382. We didn't do that this morning, right? So we said probabilities are higher to move into the fibs. Look for signs of strength and support to get a bounce, right? And then either you look for a sideways range, trade the range until it breaks for a wave B and then a wave C to the downside, right? Alternatively, you could even think about a W, X, and a Y. It's just that locally your price action is the same, right? And even in a flat, W, X, and then a Y, right? It's the same short-term like price action. So probability-wise, the probabilities are higher to move in the Fibs, touch the 382. We have some interesting support still down below. Get a bounce and a bit of a move up, not straight down to the low, because that the only scenario that can kind of do this at the moment would be a very short wave B in time, and that's not preferred. Alternative, by the way, of course, a flat ABC for the ones asking, and then WXY, but at the moment not yet really thinking about it. Probability wise, it's interesting to look for signs of strength and support, but patience will come in if we move down. I don't have any limits here, right? I just want to wait and see what price does if it does comes down. At the moment, I'm personally not involved locally with anything. So yeah, probabilities on the daily are higher that we're looking for a wave 4 and still a wave 5 towards the upside. We do have bullish CVDs, by the way. That is a good one to know about at least. Let me have a look here. Here's the bullish CVD, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. It is a second CVD with the same low here, but it's still good to be aware. Awareness is important. So on the daily time frame, your probabilities are highest to look for a wave 4 and then up in a wave 5. On a 1 hour time frame, probabilities are highest to continue ranging, right? Where locally the probabilities are higher to continue ranging / take out the high. And that is exactly the same as this morning. Oh yeah, I just covered it, Blaster. So it just hit my mind, but at the moment with the we would need a deeper retracement for me to really start covering a flat here in more detail. But that would only be a WXY, right? Thanks, Behrman. So yeah, this is the probabilities, and this was from this morning. Nothing really changed. The only change is that we actually moved down according to the probabilities into the Fibs, a 382. And then it's about looking for some signs of strength and support for potential new entries. Now to the downside though, an area I do find at least interesting is the golden pocket with the point of control here at about 93.3K, 93.2K. Yeah. We'll see what price does. It hit the Fibs. We were waiting for the Fibs. Probabilities highest locally to look for a sideways range / taking out this high here. So yeah, and that is that really. Okay. Well, that's Bitcoin. Let me put this on as a pinned comment, and let's go to the alts. Elliott wave analysis at 12 min. Now alts and chatting and Q&A. There we go. Welcome, Jeffrey. Let's have a look here. Lugna, exciting anymore. Yeah, and this is probably the reason why money flows in alts, right? Like the moment Bitcoin is ranging sideways and not like goes up or down very quickly, people indeed might get bored, put their money or remove money from Bitcoin, put it into alts. But yeah, we're gonna check it out. So is this an ending diagonal on the 50-minute time frame on the BTC dominance chart? Yeah. Okay. Now this might go very quick. I need a notebook because I need to keep track of the timestamps. Yesterday, by the way, we did Bitcoin, Ethereum, ING, Solana, DOT, AVAX, ARP, ADA, HUT, which is a stock, FTM, Render, and Doge, FYI. And now we did Bitcoin, at 12 minutes. This is for my timestamps, need to write it down. Let's have a short look at the Bitcoin dominance first, and then we'll get some of the ones mentioned. So Bitcoin BTC.D. What's the time? Okay, 26 minutes in and 45 seconds. I'm not sure if I've done XLM. I know I've done Link in the past. Bitcoin dominance. What's happening here? So, weekly. So one thing with the dominance is that you can never move above 100%, nor can you ever move below 0%. So counting Elliott waves on the dominance chart is not following the usual rules and guidelines, I suppose, in a way, right? In reality, what you're going to be looking for from an Elliott wave point of view is a 5-wave move up, a 3-wave move down, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, etc. Because you can never have a wave 1, 2, right? This being a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This being a 1, 2, and then a 3, 4, 5. It's not possible because you can't go above the 100, right? So you're basically just going to move sideways and then looking for 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. Therefore makes sense. Now the previous market, like bull market here, 2018, all the way to the high here, 2019, and then of course a peak in Jan 2021. It's quite easily counted in a 5-wave structure, and then this time you have this mess over here, right? Now, without going in too much detail, we have hit the resistance, and the resistance is an order block. I actually don't know why I have. Oh wait, yeah. Let me, tada, clarity. So monthly time frame? No, because you can see here that we have a bit of a range, right? Which is your resistance on the dominance chart. Price move down, sideways, 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 sideways. Very quick move down, right? Now you can also call this a gap for the ones that like gaps. And now you filled the gap hitting this range, which then acts as an order block, which is where we basically are at the moment. So that is like your resistance. No? Now, I like, if you look how messy this is, I'm not really too interested in counting this in a lot of detail, but you're always going to start with a couple of 1-2s as price moves up. This over here, you can see there's a lot of overlap. So this is where we would be looking for 4 and 5s. So this is very clear upward structure. So you would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this is the steepest move, so you want to label this, like this part here, as a 3. Now, because I don't want to go in detail as mentioned, because this range over here, right? Because it's also dominance, it's percentage, it's not price, right? So it's better to look at individual charts anyway. This range over here, a lot of overlap, a lot of sideways price action, very much wave 4 behavior. So you are looking for 4s, 5s, 4, 5s, which means that from a Bitcoin dominance standpoint, you are eventually looking for a bigger retracement to come, moving back into the previous wave 4s, and then get a final push up in a 5 if we are still looking for a 4 and a 5, depending on depends on how many 1-2s you want to count. But it's a dominance chart, which actually is not too interesting really from an Elliott wave point of view. So there you go. That's as far as we want to go on the Bitcoin dominance. It's much like I recommend, like, even if, so this is also a tip, right? Even if the dominance drops here, it does not mean that every alt is pumping, right? You still need to look at the individual charts analyze all the individual charts and pick your poison, right? Because some alts, even though dominance goes down, some alts will just absolutely tank and go nowhere. Some alts will go to very, very big all-time highs. So this chart only maybe tells you, okay, dominance goes down, money flows into the alts, but that's not even half of the work that you need to do, right? You still need to identify charts that will give you a edge leading to profit, right? What's up, Jeroen? So yeah, let's jump to the next one. And let's have a look at I'll first do XLM here. Have a look as a member. I'm not even sure if I don't have it in my list. So holy shit, what's this, man? Yeah, you can't analyze this. What is this? Is there? I guess this is a good correct chart. Oh, look at us. We have something going on here. Oh, that's very, very old. This is 2021. What do I have here? Yeah, nothing. This is all old, very, very old. So not XLM USD. Let's just go to Coinbase. We will be finished with XLM very quickly because of the price section. Because the recent move up is clearly labeled as a wave 3. So basically the only thing you want to do here is put a 618 on your chart from this low to the high and just wait for wave 4s and 5s. And this is basically your whole analysis at the moment. Yeah. Move up, highest amount of volume, expanding diagonal potentially. Let me check if there's a higher low. No, this is a higher low. Yeah. So the potential here for an expanding diagonal in a wave 1 would make sense. And then 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. This was your invalidation, but now of course your invalidation would move up to the low of your 2. Yeah, and then we got this going on here. 3, 4, 5. You would also count another 1, 2 here, which would be a lower degree. Maybe there's a multiple 1, 2s, but better be conservative. Just count 1 more, and then do this, this, this. And that's it. Like price moving up, highest amount of volume in the most recent candle, actually on a weekly time frame. So on XLM, you're just looking for upside. Like you wait for a range to form, right? Move up, sideways range, up, sideways range. You want to eventually see a range that gets at least, like this wave 2 is actually quite long. So your wave 4 rule of alternation might be relatively short, but you still want to have a couple of weeks of sideways corrective price action moving into the fibs, preferably, of course, common target area for wave 4. And then you just continue your journey. That's what you'd be looking for on XLM. Invalidation is 0.17. This is like pretty much everything that you look at the moment. With regards to all-time highs, price retraced to the 886 with the first retracement in 2021. Right? Now, as we know, the moment an 886 is touched, any move to the downside, right? Higher probability it's corrective. The 886 is very rare for a wave 2. So probabilities have always been lower to count this as a 1, 2 and look for 3, 4, 5 big impulse down. Higher probabilities that this high is either a wave B or a wave X. Increasing probabilities this move down is corrective. And therefore, probabilities are higher to look for all-time highs. On the, I suppose that's like more monthly time frame. Yeah. And that's like local price action here is most interesting. The rest is not really too interesting. All-time high is at 0.92, and then locally is of course where everything is. We don't really do a voting actually. I really enjoy going quick through different alts without voting, and just people that are actually here just like they just say something. Okay, then we had Anay Yazbek with Tia. Do I have Tia here? Yes. I wonder if we have a chart with more history. What's going on here? Okay, so we were looking for an impulse. Now that's good. 90. Just make it big. Whoop. Very nice. Oof. I do actually want to check if we do have another chart with more history. Yes or no? This is Coinbase, Binance? No? Nothing? If not, then that's no. Okay. So also here, most recent move to the upside, right? The last weekly candle has the highest amount of volume recorded on the chart so far, at least on Coinbase here. Now your bullish scenario would of course be a continuation. Now because this chart, like, it doesn't have a lot of history, right? Which therefore increases your risk. Okay, so can you count this as an impulse? Yeah, you can, but you do got to be aware of the risk that relatively new charts have, right? This one is what, at the end, like Q3-4 2024, this one is launched, I guess. So I also here prefer to keep an eye on the lower time frame. So in a bullish scenario, your low of 2, I mean, preferably it's in. You don't have a, like, first of all, you're moving up and you have peak high volume here, higher than recorded anywhere on the chart. And you almost hit the 786, which is a maximum target for a wave 2. Right. Sorry, I have to write down the timestamp. And then in this case, we would again, let's see, be looking for the low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's the same as and by the way, there can be another 1, 2 here. So another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside the white wave 3. So basically what you're going to be doing again is take a fib from the low of your white 2 here till the current high, toggle on the wave 4 fib targets. And what you're going to be then waiting for is a range to form in a wave 4. Now, most commonly, a wave 4 is longer in time than a wave 2. So you want at least a couple of weeks of sideways price action retracing into the fibs. No? So your invalidation is 5. Of course, preferably you're going to look up. But yeah, probabilities are higher to still move up as long as you do not invalidate an impulse here to the upside. Highest amount of volume, recent move up. Yeah, your invalidation is this low. The 618 is only an invalidation for wave 4, but you're like, this is the invalidation of really like a bull market on TIA. Even though the 618 wouldn't be great, because then you need to count this as another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3 wave, 2, and then get a big 3. So then you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But you can see that the shape is not great. Look how small this one is and how big this one is, right? So preferably we just look for a wave 4 and then a wave 5 to the upside. So yeah, we're looking for price to move up. Please be aware of this range here. That's your resistance. Of course, we have a support resistance area here on the chart, right? But also the volume levels. If you take a volume profile of a range, is always interesting. Point of control at 962. A couple of Link fans here. Legend of Zelda. What's up, Sibel? Welcome, welcome. Sibel the rapper. So, Link. Man, volume definitely. Yeah, you wanna see volume pick up, man. Okay, where's the confluences? Okay, we're at a weekly on Link, so I'm on a weekly time frame, and this is a weekly level. Candle close, next one opens, closes red, horizontal support resistance area on the chart. That's your last weekly level. This one is already touched over here before we then move down. There's nothing there. Monthly? Oh, it's also a monthly level, this one. So explains a little bit of resistance. It's just a support resistance area. And then to the upside, which is a bit more interesting actually, 27 to 32 is better resistance, to be honest. Point of control, value area high of the all-time high range together with a weekly and a monthly. We nicely moved above the support resistance, flipped it with the red candle. That's also exactly what you want to see. I guess like if people would be interested, it's up to you, but just go back a couple of weeks when most of the charts were ranging here and listen to what I explained with this horizontal SR. You will see this box on many charts. On many charts, I pulled this. And the explanation is you want to move above it, retest it, and then it's interesting to look for a move up. And this is like a beautiful retest. Right? That's nice. Oh, 1, 2, 3, not bad. So on Link, from an Elliott wave point of view, looking for an impulse to the upside. So wave 3 would then be underway in this case. Probabilities are highest that this is a 3-wave structure in a WXY double zigzag. You can kind of see it on the weekly here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Double zigzag. Therefore, the probabilities are higher to still take out this high. And locally, we do have price moving up, volume moving up. So you're going to do exactly the same as I just explained at XLM and at TIA, is you're going to put the 618 on your chart. With regards to all-time highs, of course, potential, but let's take it step by step. First step is actually taking 22. Okay, volume is increasing. Now, in this case, of course, the highest amount of volume is recorded in the recent move up. Instead of labeling this another wave 2 and then pull a fib from this low to the high, in my case, I would prefer, again, being a bit more conservative, just pull my wave 4 fib from the low here. Because if this is an impulse, you're looking for 1, 2, and then price just moving up. So invalidation is 12, 23605 is a common target. If you want to be more like risky, I suppose, then you would like look for 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe another 1, 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. But by all means, you're looking for price to move up unless an impulse is invalidated. So all-time high is still 27% away. You're at resistance. You're at resistance. We hit the 886 here on my chart. Not sure if on other charts the high has been taken. But the 886 Oh, it's so nice. 886 to the golden pocket again. There's a reason I got this as a template. So 886 touched high, did not get taken. So any move down, higher probability it's corrective, increasing probabilities to still take out this high on Link. Yep. All good, man. How's yourself? I mean, I'm doing very well. I had a great conversation with Sam Brandy yesterday, by the way, for the ones knowing him, part of the community. He is in Discord as well. Entrepreneur, and has an amazing story as an entrepreneur, and got in touch, had a nice chat. Always enjoyed talking to entrepreneurs and inspire one another, learn lessons from one another. And it was an honor speaking to him, and we'll definitely meet up sometime. It's such a great guy. Now I see of course many different ones coming in. So I'll be quick. We can do. I see in. Wait, I don't think I have Ray. So of course, Ray USDT. Let me first have a look here. Monthly. Wow, what's this? Ray is a bit tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 question mark. Yeah, oops, that way. It wouldn't be one I like. Can you maybe move into all-time highs? Maybe, but if you want to be bullish, this is going to be a multi 1-2, no? 1, 2, 1, 2, and you're starting 3. But look at the volume here on Binance, and look at this range and this range, right? Like I do think 4 is a little bit shorter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 is a bit shorter, but it did hit the minimum target of the 382 before the move up here. So you got to be aware on Ray of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's a finished structure. And then you look for a deep retracement before continuation. Your retracement will be either towards your 4, find support and up, or your 2, which of course is very, very, very low in that case. Now, the only way Ray would be bullish if the volume here can exceed the volume here. And that is when you will look in a 1, 2, 1, 2 and a much bigger 3, easy all-time highs that way. But it is at the moment it's not in a swing. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. You just do you. But if I would look at Ray, I would not be interested on the weekly time frame. Nope. I would only look at the daily and lower time frames and just trade that, but not on a weekly, unless you see volume, coming in, or if you move into all-time highs, then you have price discovery, which might be a bit more interesting. But it's, like the ranges are where you wanna enter. It's already that's the pause. Now price is pumping, local volume is moving up, right? So you got to wait for more local ranges recommended from an Elliott wave point of view, of course. Now also here, highest amount of volume is there. I don't want to go to 4-hour time frames and counting very low time frame structures, but 2, 4, this is also of course a range. 1, 2, 3, 4, of course 5 would be most bearish, but then your 5 has the highest amount of volume, which is not common at all. So preferably this leg up is still part of your 3, 3, 4, 5, and then you have multi 1, 2 here. So you would still look for 4 and 5. So still higher prices. It's mainly driven by volume as well. Highest amount of volume is here. So you can't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't look good. Highest volume in a wave 5, not common. You want to see this in a wave 3. Most common to see it in 3s. So therefore I prefer to count this as a 3. And this being a wave 4 finished, with this being a wave 5 finished, end of basically a big impulse. This wave 4 is shorter in time than your 2 here, right? Even if you would like to count this as a 2. So I prefer to see another 4 or 5, right? So ranges and then continue to the upside. Locally, oh, you also hit the 886 here. So taken from the high to the low. 886 also touched. Probabilities higher that any move down is corrective, not impulsive, increasing probabilities to still take the high. And I just completely forgot to write down the timestamp for this. What chart did we do just now? What was the one before this? Well, I focus on the chart and I immediately forget the one I have no idea. We did Tia. Help me out here. I don't know. Anyway, Ray, I'll check it in the afterwards. Ray. We started Ray at, I don't know, like 48 or something. Damn, I got to be a lot more thoughtful with my timestamps. Chainlink. Thank you, Smoko. Thanks. I forgot about that one. Link. 40 or something. Cool. Thank you. Thanks, man. I know. Yeah, CRO. There was someone that spoke about CRO the other day in the comment section. He was like, "Why didn't you cover CRO again?" And I'm like, "Well, it wasn't mentioned, you know, like it's just whoever is in chat, and then I randomly pick alts whenever they appear in chat. I don't have any favor to certain alts, but." I mean, also here, so this is CRO. The blue box is an order block. If price can pass the order block and close a weekly candle above, looking for a retest, then there's nothing here. It's a gap. So you would expect price to move up to like 0.35, 0.36. You pass the 2 weeklies here on my chart. In this particular case, we have the highest amount of volume in the recent move up. So you would count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So in that case, your most local impulse is this. And also here, you take a fib from the low to the high. Toggle on the 0.68. You can see, you know, like there's a lot of alts in a similar vibe at the moment. So you're still looking for higher. It's just that you're waiting for wave 4s and then still move up in wave 5s. So yeah. Now wave 4s, of course, generally similar in size to 2. This is quite a big 2 compared to your 1 candle 1 though. So wave 4 can definitely be a short one, rule of alternation. But invalidation 0.11, and yeah, you would still expect price to move up. Highest amount of volume is in the candle that created the local high. Invalidation of a bull market would be the low. Touching the 0.618, not too great, but probabilities remain higher to take out the high. And in that case, yeah, you got to be aware that you do have a bit of a gap here. So yeah, that is basically it on CRO, to be honest. So yeah. Ethereum. Well, ETH is, we covered that I think yesterday as well, but ETH is just is quite easy. Let me do this. I just have to write it down. ETH will be literally 2 minutes, everyone. Maybe not even 2 minutes. So on Ethereum, you've hit the 886s. Probabilities are highest to take all-time high. If you take an 886 from the high to the low, very clear 3-wave structure, by the way, which means corrective, increasing the probabilities for price to take out this high anyway and look for all-time highs. You also have the big 886 here on my chart, taken from the high to the low. Again, rare for wave 2, common for a wave B or X, increasing the probabilities. The move down is corrective in a wave C or a wave Y or any other corrective structure. Therefore, increasing probabilities to take out the high. And locally, exactly the same thing happened with the small 886, taken from the high to the local low, move down, high probability, it is corrective, and for price to take the high. That's literally the only thing we need to know on ETH. All the sub-degrees and stuff don't actually really matter. Price is moving up locally. of course, with volume increasing. So also here, you want to keep track of a potential impulse and continuation to the upside. And in that case, you have at least 1, 1, 2 here. Potentially there's a multiple, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you get your 3. So also here, you take a 0.618 or a wave 4 fib, probably from this low here on the low time frame, right? Your latest wave 2. If you want to be more safe, you take it from here, and then just keep track of price, count the 2s, count the 4s, and look for price to continue its way to the upside on Ethereum. So that's ETH really. XRP. XRP is interesting, of course, on a monthly time frame here. Potential, of course, for 4-5. Still looking for all-time highs in this case, which is also something I mentioned in a short recently, posted by my editor Lachlan, amazing guy. He took a short analysis on XRP, where we said, the probabilities are higher that everything that's happening here is corrective. Just look at the structure, right? It's very corrective price action, which therefore increases probabilities to still look for all-time highs. Now I have a couple of scenarios, but also here, you can actually see the local impulse. it's so like it's the same everywhere. So also here, you're still looking for higher price moving up, volume up, and there is no range yet with red candles or any significant retracement. We have to pull this up to the new high here. And then this is your wave 4 target area. And you just keep pulling this till eventually you get a bigger sideways range. This is your 2, couple of candles in a 1. This is your 2, right? So potentially, by the way, 1, 2, 1, 2, even a double one, which I also apparently have on my chart. I just recognize. So yeah, you want to have a multi-week range. With this wave 2 is quite long, so again your wave 4 can be quite short, but you're just looking for upside on XRP. That's it. You just look for eventually a wave 4 to form similar size 2, and then you still look for price to move up. And we don't know when that wave 4 is going to come, because a wave 3 can be very extended. Right? It can be a very big move. So yeah. You just look for price to move up. And of course, on a weekly, if you get a retracement, they might in percentage terms might be quite big. The 236 is at the moment a 17-18% move down. But that's just risk management, right? That's just making sure that you wait for a range to form on lower time frames. You wait for a range to form, and the range is going to give you a new entry. That is what's going to get you a potential position. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me have a look here. Yeah, you have the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, finish white 3, get white 4, white 5, finish blue 3, blue 4, blue 5. So yeah, we still look for higher on XRP. Oh, time for me to go, but I just want to have a look at DOT, because I see DOT. Wait, we did DOT's the same. We did this one yesterday, I think. So DOT is, by the way, I can't deny it's a very ugly chart, very, very ugly. It pretty much went back to all-time lows. Even here, you moved up, moved down, almost again to all-time lows. So man, there is so much liquidity here, but we just. It's not pretty. It's not like a super pretty chart on the high time frame, but locally here at least we move up 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You look for 4, 5, 4, 5. Highest amount of volume. There you go again. Highest amount of volume in the recent move. You just wait to invalidate an impulse or finish an impulse. So in this case, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You still look for higher, and then after 5 is finished, retracement, and then you want to see a bounce. Currently taken from this low to the high. This is your target area for 4, 9 to 759, invalidation 7. So yeah, guys, I gotta go. We did quite a lot still, but I have to move because I have an appointment at a bank here to make a new bank account in France. So of course it's always very difficult to cover everything, but guys, we're going to do this a lot more often now. So instead of, I will also sometimes have dedicated altcoin streams, but pretty much the altcoin streams that we used to do are kind of similar to what we do now. Is we first cover Bitcoin and then we run through all sorts of alts. Now mind you that yesterday we did Bitcoin, Ethereum, ING, Sol, DOT, AVAX, ARP, ADA, HUT, FTM, Render, and Doge. It's in the playlist, right? It's in the altcoin playlist. I need to change the title, to be honest, of that video yesterday. But if you go to the link tree in the description, go to playlists, altcoin Elliott wave analysis. Does it open the no? We need to change. Jeroen, are you here by any chance? We need to change the altcoin playlist link to the playlist, not to an individual video. Same with the others, but I haven't checked. I think the Elliott Wave Beginner's Guide, that one is good though. But 1 second here. Yeah, so here you can see BTC and alts analysis. This is the one from yesterday. So I need to basically put the alts I just mentioned in the title, and then you know. And today we then did, of course, Bitcoin again, and then XLM, TIA, Link, Ray, CRO, ETH, XRP, and DOT, which is nice because I don't think only ETH we covered yesterday, and the rest is new, so nice variation. Yeah, of course, just make sure, like I'm live every day. Every day I'm on the chart whenever I can, but pretty much every day I'm live, and we will do a lot more alts every day. So just make sure to hang out, write your alt in the chat, and I'll just go. Whenever I look at the chat, I see an alt, I just pick it, analyze it, and then on the high time frames, because honestly with alts the higher time frames are actually more interesting, and that's where the gains are made, of course, the bigger percentages. So yeah, make sure you trade safe, and thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Of course, tomorrow another live stream, tomorrow morning another Bitcoin update. If nothing really happens on Bitcoin other than I already covered, there won't be any update tonight. I gotta say also that from a time management point of view, with everything that's happening in the background, for the channel, having the evening not off, but not making an evening update gives me time to work on the projects in the background for you guys, like an Elliott Wave PDF, which we are creating, which is so awesome. It looks so good, thanks to Jeroen as well. But yeah, exciting stuff coming. Thanks anyway for hanging out, and I will catch you at the next one.